Hi Pisces, this is your reading for the week of June 1st, or when you hear it and it resonates, and of course it won't be for every Pisces. So Pisces, as I was starting to work with your energy, what I saw was a beautiful ocean, beautiful blue, and a dolphin leaping out and then moving back down. And we know dolphins are playful, they're intelligent, but what's interesting here is it's one dolphin, not two, and often Pisces, you're associated with two fish. And why? Why two fish? Two fish because there's that sense, two fish that are connected, and that's really representative of what your experience of life is in terms of how your path towards spiritual enlightenment. So there's always a connection between the conscious and the unconscious. There's a connection between dream and reality. There is very much a sense of that deep, watery, emotional inner life, very much being connected to the higher conscious mind and the spiritual reality of life. And that's really part of how you're here to learn, is that understanding of how the two are connected and that one grows the other for you. They're not separate. The image of the dolphin in the air for me, and the fact that I'm seeing it really like almost suspended in the air and then coming back down, says to me that for many of you now, you've been able to go through enough of that toggling back and forth and alchemizing all these different nuanced emotions with your spiritual growth, that you are really existing at a higher level consciously now. And what I heard when I started this was sailing on the winds. And what's interesting is I didn't see a sailboat. What I saw was like almost like a hoverboard, like I can't remember what it's called, windsurfing, right? So it's like you're windsurfing, except your surfboard is not actually even on the water. It is the wind that is taking you. And so for me, this is really, the wind is the heart, it's circulation, it's communication. And because of the nature of how your inner emotions are connected to your spiritual growth, for me, this is really about you having elevated your emotional life, your emotional intelligence, in a way where it's really evolved now and very linked to your sense of who you are as a spiritual being. And now this is going to change very much for everybody. But because you each are going to live it in a different way, some people will live it by being a spiritual person. Some of it will live it by virtue of living more in the emotions or dealing with more of the emotions in the way perhaps of therapy or healing. Some of you will be artists. Some of you, so you've got a whole range of where you might go with this. And many of you, mathematicians too, many of you might be living in all of them, or experiencing yourself through all of these different ways. But the point is now, you've come out of some chaos in your life. You've often had chaos because this kind of toggling back and forth has sometimes created a struggle with the relationships that you're living, without you necessarily being able to understand why. And some of you have chosen to attach to people who you thought would help you understand this dichotomy in yourself and help you integrate these two sides. But they didn't necessarily understand you from your perspective. They understood you from their perspective. So they may have really liked the fact that you were charming, creative, all these things, but they may not have really understood the depth of what that was for you. So they didn't really see you. They saw the parts of you that they liked, but they didn't necessarily see all of you. They didn't necessarily have the wisdom or the patience that you credited them with. Okay? So that may have led to certain chaos. Again, beginnings, endings, it's all part of how we grow emotionally. Yeah. And so that is something that might have created some chaos for you. But now you're at a point where you're not asking for anybody to define who you are. You're not worrying about going up, going down, being in the air, being in the water, because now you've got it all. You're able to breathe air. You can breathe air. And what I like about this is got the sorry not sorry card. And that to me says, you know what? You also got the why not who says so card. This is you claiming yourself. This is you claiming you. You seeing you. You looking at yourself with appreciation, approval, and love. And you don't have to worry about if you go deeply into the emotions for a little while. You're not inclined to stay there anymore because you understand the nature of the cycles and because you are less frightened about what I said, less frightened. But yes, you're less afraid of not being accepted, not being seen, because you are accepting you for all of who you are. And that is the greatest gift of all. And you've got gratitude. Gratitude, I think, is like, this is like the mantra. It feels big and opens everything to our hearts, minds, and hands. In these moments, we're not grasping. We're free of all yearning because in that state of our fulfillment is complete. It's a selfless emotion with no demands or hidden agendas. It presents us in our real and powerful vulnerability. In that humble state of vulnerability, we've created the space within us to receive more. Today, give thanks for everything, whether it looks good or bad. And that is kind of the rest of your life, it feels to me, because many of you have already reached that state of acceptance. For those of you who have not yet, but who are working towards it, who wish for it, go to gratitude. Go to gratitude, because if you're feeling isolated, isolation has very little to do with whether or not you're connected to people outside. Isolation, more often than not, has, at its deepest level, is you being disconnected from your true self. So this is you. I'm going to show you that card in case you want to take a picture of it, because I think it's a real good one. I'm going to leave you with that, Pisces. This feels really good, and it feels like you've evolved in a way where you really genuinely can enjoy being in the water and also being in the air. You can breathe in the air now. I'm going to leave you with that. Much love. Take care.